akwawe de beboa pa akwawe de nyame yantom nanka okrosom boda nanka obaba be shakam na de brusa dotomona enko beka hallelujah ensum na cherate nema mo de men sekeni sesia enso chenso run your friends criminal chenso maranska onom na chenso coach no say yemfon to jensam o kam be wiase nyina te akwane friends chenso champo no oni ba bia kon chentima je friends na chenso na chenso no so ni chenso temono ensum na ya juma man to chenso na go through ensum na go through no report to me say can say mama fan to chance would to my friends some day juva wouldn't sound chebia no reference chego mota and for some the jana kwamane koye na okoye no coach friends I go to taba na yasem and penifo chego mota kwano yes or down to the juve for no contract na I somewhere match more crown and penifo born and answer to Emma union some let me koye demen say can say so chance run your friends I go to tono sakobane say one pejani moti boma that company for bejani kwamane ko sana na chase the situation no ensum na akoye chego motor similar and some akoye similar to chego motor and na kakra yensen kan sesia mame front to Johnson branch here your friends some Alexander train to see kan ensum na the my friends are Real Madrid me nyan chance Madrid from 24 or reference for internal parents ensum na me baton in Toronto and ya confirm the man sa kano ensum na be 100% fit ya me antoma kima Madrid from nobody at Liverpool no ekwabian so na kano 100% fit na choso no sum na tonso ya juma kama ensum na the my friends of Real Madrid and na report on Inseka mami akwe friends some na ma grill na yeni kama ka him so from my friends Spain na Jeminseka so runner your friends are with the point on your manager and my friends Spain no only a din commotions and crano enya enough playing time and some no my friends of Chelsea ekwabian some no can qualify matches na kano one super Fredo na choso no sum na abaye juma kama and my friends some Spain and per report on second says here mama front to John Sodu Bodmore so ya the seconds one of phone for say omanya in chance Ghana ni by friends some Anton Samanyano to Dona and so per Liverpool for bre Manchester from some Nania Promote almost see in front to John so more chain wow beba some a bomba just some the best to mono Nansa Utimitia when some never jam my cranny friends some Anton Samanyo and some Natimeco and come in second says here or reference your clubs here in front to said the reason here one coach Manchester United and it's a do baby no Manchester United for them and some more catch no or some your chances when you are there or simply do baby no more chances some no by my friends United one by my branch of friends will not to not time no or some or Yomude almost I catch some summer popo samba and also a common cancer some more Yomude also didn't see one young tune so quite and some other Manchester United as handsome we are and one quick coach from a United Bobocuro and per report on second is here my main front to Johnson runner your friends are your club some once again from Tuta set him up in your first of Ferguson a building out the gym 2013 at a time I'm about to United Premier League you know also Timono not just strong as no money Dutch papa also no money future and kakra run your friends some batch away and some you club about Montina and Pedia and never to now Thomas Frank unim some no colusun game no na Thomas Yebu Sanse say no what na feel lose or form nya na asembe na wo kan ade afa lose to Aston Villa no yente Thomas Frank once again.
I hope I can. Maybe it's not. I don't think it's. I think it's about looking into the performances. I think we performed well against Burnley. I think we performed well again today. I think we had one very good first half against Wolves, and then we had bad against Bournemouth. So that's probably the reason. I think this is a game that is a draw, a clear draw, and we could easily have won it instead of Villa, and then it would be different.
Run to a reference to Frank and some Nakaye. Now, Yabusan Sam, Lucre Bacopa, and Noah, and some Pia from Nebachina Shinipa, and some no one home soil. Now, some defeat them, we are senators, some pain, and all kind of defeat, and some Pia demand and run home. Yinchi coach a friend, Sir Frank Thomas.
I think we performed well against Burnley. I think we performed well again today. I think we had one very good first half against Wolves, and then we had bad against Bournemouth. So that's probably the reason. I think this is a game that is a draw, a clear draw, and we could easily have won it instead of Villa, and then it would be a different narrative. So I look performance on the pitch. I think we performed well against Burnley. I think we we performed well again today. I think we had one very good first half against Wolves, and then we had bad against Bournemouth. So that's probably the reason. I think this is a game that is a draw, a clear draw, and we could easily have won it instead of Villa, and then it would be a different narrative. So my look performance on the pitch, we did well against Burnley. I think we performed well again today. I think we had one very good first half against Wolves, and then we had
Right to a kakra so reference to my friend and some Nakaye, Mammy Fanto Johnson, branch of Santa Kazora. Once upon a time, no shake any much my friend some Nansa. Wababon Tin says a real signal, Mefeda or ya dear pound some Naya Cranny Feather Petri. Now Petri shake him and so at my pounds of Timino, or see a phone to Johnson, they said, no, Mefeda Bakwa, or John and some Petri, and the John and some, I know, a kakra reference Santa Kazora. Wababon Tim, and they had about 2 years and 12 for them all. Mammy Fanto Johnson reference as a flex say no person about Marcus one for us number 9. Na Marcus one for no timber 9 with me jina aye wins ho and some aye juma kama and some kama na our country we also yan some Marcus one for no e ba say nyina number 9 position one ma say Marcus na some jana na so pa and aye kakra and second say ma me front one more time some na krana your friend some na takola madu for pen for nya confirm diamond say game against Juve I am a kind of start to come on and some other much my friends some Real Madrid na some to turn some come and some come on per report from inside Kansas here my main front to John Joseph from 24 I quite meeting a medium queen yan say almost some person a crana your friend some somewhere I am more Dion and so free FC Porto background on 21 years now FC Porto for some young front to just okay Joseph for more crana Omunimunia Sambia na sika was so much and from 100 million euros and sika at that credit so and just a chance from the wages on Betia I can a friend some no Brodon and some never yet you come and some other much my friends some about how we and some dear tenants some Jones and on my report I'm in saying Kansas here my main friend to Johnson runner your friend some way and some Louis Enrique Martinez Garcia Lucho now Louis Enrique no Demin say Kansas here and so chance some Louis Enrique and some answer for Aqua Tinkamo na come on here dear Yan some no cry a bacope or come Wilson you to some Anchaka PH and somebody a church my friend some by Folbacosan now I'll see him found to just our crana your friend some Osmano Dembele or Zakondo over the mosquito or reference Makinos when you know some Erikovaka Crackransa now you're training some Sancano and some never returning now just some Namusaba some day you may come and some other what my friends are Paris and Jama Nemo Romanian and Chansa Crana your friends of Fabio Rus and our friend John there almost some absent ammonia available for selection and Kakam and Seka now Cecilia and Seka and so Chansa Hakim I am about your way and so I craft Hakimi a reference some Berardo a reference some Makino Sanson and Abrancha your friends Elian Zabani Ubenya Kincha Qualian Scalia Goncaro Matias Ramos Osmano Dembele Desal Duo a reference some Vito Machado Ferreira Dudana Ferpetina Lincoln sounds no reference some Etio Hernandez Bernard Francois some some day available a reference on Renato Marin a reference on William Pacho in Baye Ubenya Brancha friend some Zayemri sounds I am going some name about Bacola Ubenya Brancha your friend some Nuno Mendes sounds some Mayulu when you know some available I'm on some to turn some go through the opinion your friends Louis Enrique and can come and say Kansas here my main friend to Johnson Unum Sanya Mia Toma give me a bouncer me and chance some says take it to Muguso Muton one more tone says as take it to Ben some 1,800 there and some never told some that my fans I'm on some Bibian some come and some come at Motima your friend some Paris and Jama now Demin say can some runner your friend some about your club Wababa and say young fan to just I'll come if you're saying out to some a bad day power. So Liverpool, Ebenya, Drogo, and Mebacho Jota, new replacement a bad day. Intensity, sunset. I'll say a crown and your born and crown. I'll send a banner, the person I am about the relation and the personal relation. tum a place now sin no boy about dress room and some crano and some channel so now or come a real sin to some crana your friend some me bancho I know I dragum jota when you're the baby crano or Liverpool omunya play beyond his own town omunya so your friend yan so and kakra run a friend some bancho your club on Tim and every and some the other two central for them all but in front to one more times I mean yan chair some utu and some food from her I couldn't friend some Marcel the late Josina Kai and some other Manchester United no yes and no bopa and easy pa and easy na a banon a yam about cho do one so yes, Premier League, I 37. Now, just a defender piano drug cano, some a balance a young platform, a balance some bonny by young cliff through Honoma, a granny friend, some Marcel the late Anchos Osakai, and some other much my friends are United, a granny some Yajimaso, and some other much my friends are Manchester United, and on neck, come and say, can say, but in front to John some Nudu Madri Pima, wouldn't so reference some Kalan Sami Mbappe, a Gusum Yajimasa, Zezuguso, a Yajimasa, I had 10 plus goals. Now, se Mbappe no, se Mbappe form. Mbappe unstoppable. So I got just 5 goals. Now Mbappe ne carry on our room. I goal number 400. And killing Mbappe and I make one some energy and some other show some crano ball body motimna. Your friends of Rema to them and some Kitoka. And I'm there per report to me say can it says here. My main fun to one more time. So wouldn't say I would do some food from her. Maybe me young chance to reference a Monsala no. Monsala says anymore them and some other running friends of Monsala. And some anyone in Monsala to Mr. TK. Can you no just some agenda doom no so they are boss so no just a gentleman no some push and then mama some time from runner your friend some moment salo sinakai and some other motima your friend some Liverpool my friend to Johnson minyan chance do tima your friend some national running friends some can take time a train for the two so any komakaka and some Mikion Tata and some negusum Juma some Kutaka na mami akane friends are purely a handicapy na mami benwaite nene komo sanse so munyina and some ye training just some almost a room of friends anymore no just some almost some ye Juma kama and some yamiya to watch Arsenal game and some about your training some conquer day and just some to turn some kama and some kama de pania your friends some Mikion Tata trainer and I can manage at my team now
Silver Sports
some Arsenal but in front to just yamiya to watch now wouldn't sound say everybody a chat to my friend some article mounted and some now 75 Carrington Emirates Road Stadium now some actually some Kito Corona your friend some account take to see in front to just say Manchester Barcelona we and your Baira Brojo Diego Simone no Mkakushana no na amufanko Diego Kwambiansno also Yamia to watch now some Bokono and Soko Kote na yenye kemno na just some Arsenal sweatima for Montima Pefra and per reporter mean say can say my main friend to Johnson Yamia to watch Minyan chance Brontia your friend some David Raya Bay goalkeeper or refer the Julian team by Benjani Fanfaso no just on some Jamaica or reference William Saliba or reference Gabrama Galash and some Nabanya Konya and so kind of my friend some Nasla Mantis will be meant to be available or reference some Belichi Aluchi Eze sounds like Mantis will be meant to be Kamuina and should be available for selection and all report to me say can it is here but me front to just Saudi Arabia none of some Kitaka no Sabakuno no just two baby nanches speed and in Kofi at Germany just some some Kitaka no Sabakuno to say the Muedo and where the papa
Silver Sports
na radio
Silver Sports 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 Silver Sports
Siano Kakran Chelsea and say can say
Silver Sports.
Say can some Unum South African say and Morocco minor and crown under 20 no some new Kama. Na eno na nyansem keto kra eno a na ani jabe fiem obekan sana pa me catch on say since the year 2009 o my friends Ghana adiam kwajipa no be ba chom Africa country bian kwajibi mai se Morocco minor ensum na history atia se ha se koba musum na kwa ba kwa kwachia ma se bibia ensum na tamu kama ma me fan to dwan so me catch on pan some na dida say golden ball no enso kode ma owura na na sa kra na your friends Otmani mama ono na nya golden ball no so dida silver ball e kode ma yasan ayan Zabari so na adida bronze no ensum na kode ma Milton Delegado so golden gloves no kode ma ayan Santino Bambe e ma chosan to ensum na kama na udu Senegal ya se akoda bi ono no so ya friend Chiki na Chiki to awore no na yenya nchensem Shadis ko fana chusuma me chusum oyansa o babebo aye professional aye league enso Ghana say na obedu ye no udifo bi akena pono so na yi ne kra enso from what gene kra so mefre ni sama ya Rosempa and a dance screen so Facebook no Silver TV church wo adwenkyere pa na ya kenkan so dia ma some na Chiki to worry me wan show no some anya ne baby kwa Rosempa we the Senegalese international and na report to me say can say na udru aya me ban show my friends Morocco akwana friends Yasan and Zabari and some aya player bi answer so chiri di pa Zabari no yebusana sa Messi Cristiano Ronaldo wine and imbo or say young friend to Johnson aya Leo Messi yebusana sa Messi and after Ronaldo Luis Nazario de Lima why and I there or some I am Messi Jebusan some Messi any the late Diego Armando Maradona Franco why and any born papa and answer one and any born papa or say Leo Messi Jebusan so reference some Messi and after reference Essen Arentis Donasmento Pele Omumi no one I had also Messi Jebusan some Messi now fame Amibacho Hakran Fakimi one I had there also Messi Jebusan some about Messi and after Hakim Ziyech one and I had there I can't some young fan to just a Messi there just only some science let's know I can come and say can say na mama reference Patrice Ayamusempe na yeni kama kakran san sawano na me wanchom na Africa football ono ya president anu ayo pania je friend some me wancho Dr. Patrice Musempe na demense kan some aya confederation of the chance Champions League no mo bono we ensum aya me wancho confederation alongside Champions League no we aya preliminary rounds no demense kan some rounds no obia ensum enya $100,000 what is etino kotokobechim so gombotomo I want to channel some kama openina babonte say yam fan to just a tournament na e konso me for Kenya e konso Tanzania e konso Uganda no say successful na wo hwe ni some na be konso tomu sa some about penino and some na yadwa da penia je friend some na about Patrice Ayamusempe onom na yadwa so unu say 2021 and openin some about buy no na ni so de huna odem ewura football mu no enya some ketokra na ni so de huna person Africa enso ye do the different level no ano de bruta anom na report to me say can say here ma me fan to Johnson you do some from wunum some run a friends I Otmani I mama ye we tournament ni nyina no penifo so ono na I say onya best player no na cheson to channel some kama ensum kama so man can choose akrana je friends some Yasan ayan Zabari ensum nya silver ball say Moroccans no wo mo go some boy jumaten ancho some nya some ketokra anom na report to me say can say here ma me fan to onim some udu Morocco wo mo coach friends Mohammed no wonua ensum ejire sampa eno tu baby no na watue some tu baby na ancho some tears of joy and some obia na susu da so man your friends some Argentina my friends Morocco and so tomato to level obia susu da say your friends afro na Morocco man some jomutin pa obia susu da some yenye game no na ancho some Morocco some champion to penny no tu baby no in space kaka na ancho some obona ni na ni so tata ye tunu for some penny bemen some when one so mesuka kra wo mesuka kro na ancho some unuani ni so na budget tata sa eno tirim na nya some ketokra eno na report one yes I can say life on Silver 98.3 FM yen some dem doa watch some a dosupa na dia chane some aya ye de be say na tuchano sum na kama ena wi awro ni bechem enso Rainbow Hotel na Rainbow pasan se kromo mo a ene krekrem kakra krasa makan chance so wutem na so dofo bi enso framono ne aba na opesem me ma cho on panim guase na pe hotel ba ko beta dwedwene ho a Rainbow Hotel na me di one dance enso de achodo no CCTV cameras enso na ye 24/7 makan chance so do no air condition no a port is Russia for sounds so na buy restaurant no so na ye pa local dishes are available continental and some on some Chinese dishes and some they are available free Wi-Fi and some they are standby generator and some they so honomo yenum kan and some they no much coin and some no bant only new mercury and it didn't share them on 0248926360 0248926360 0502 844 555 0502 844-555 your number over friend now near Bush phone some nothing come on we can recruitment agency say young fun to Kansas Uchemia now young may protest I know from 17 to 26 years making sure say the match where you will say if you may young female supervisor from 28 to 35 years making sure say who would have degree HN and also nation training almost over saying young female cashier from 18 to 26 years and also bar now OSHS certificate and so could almost saying security from 30 to 45 years and also so oba now was set and some ekutao we want almost to just say woman your mama to bantam abushan aya brepo santase patase dum sound and afi no sun transfer na chese almost and no my adwuma na chese to tweno so ai come up 024064 5434 0240 64 5434 and no number of friend now near busha phone some nothing come on na ma was a fabricas and some Anthony Johnson na dia ba fabricas so mo the tension no and so from afar and until far be as pan some abani abrenyi na no also on for 790 or 3 FM and some Niagara. We also Facebook on Silver TV GH. We want to fortune share brain na enkin come from out. Happy birthday, air call their mom Prince Donko. Do not for AP Dawn. But we free DJ Bongo. Also inside in Kai Accra and I just would do Juma and your birthday name I would day Yankopon Shaw on from Fratumon Quantum on Tunquanum Fama a year by this time doing your piano na Yankopon and some at the chop and happy birthday bro Yankopon Shaw now just won't prepare now be beyond Sonia Kama now David sorry so no Yamian Duma me banchom the 24th of October 24th of October and I just Nana Sakodia Doeke Bank manager we want 21 week celebration from bounce our chronom cement menu chiche na demense kan some a deeper life baby almost sorry no no na and just 1 week celebration and so about so Victor Sarkodie ni papa na akode baby basa and some January papa nyamfie no adiosia and 69 and obedi na chase for so nyame antoma every Friday we are 24th year and just a bank manager 1 week and some about so do on ma yenye ebeko na yakwa jama busia ade atomo ni na chese to chen some na community bank manager the 1 week 24th of October 2025 Friday we are and our chese ebaso yena homre ba yebe janso na ya din komo bebre live on Silver 98.3 FM yeba sisia
said it here I think many times, and I'm hoping that I'm not just saying it to you, but everybody understands this a bit better. Is we are not I see a lot in football that go to the floor pretending if it's a head injury so they kill the counter attack. That's not who we are. Never go to the floor. We always are a fair team. So if a player of us is then on the floor, I'm not just saying it to you, but everybody understands this a bit better. Here I think many times, and I'm hoping that I'm not just saying it to you, but everybody understands this a bit better. Is we are not I see a lot in football that go to the floor pretending if it's a head injury so they kill the counter attack. That's not who we are. Never go to the floor. We always are a fair team. So if a player said it here I think many times, and I'm hoping that I'm not just saying it to you, but everybody understands this a bit better. Is we are not I see a lot in football that go to the floor pretending if it's a head injury so they kill the counter attack. That's not who we are. Never go to the floor. We always are a fair team. So if a player of us is then on the floor, you would hope that everybody will say, oh, it's Liverpool. They don't do these kind of things, so let's blow a whistle. But again, that's not an excuse for us conceding the goal. And that's not an excuse for us losing the 3 times. And I'm hoping that I'm not just here. I think many times, and I'm hoping that I'm not just saying it to you, but everybody understands this a bit better. Is we are not a team. I see a lot in football that go to the floor pretending if it's a head injury, so they kill the counter attack. That's not who we are. Never go to the floor. We always are a fair team. So if a player of us is then on the floor, you would hope that everybody will say, oh, it's Liverpool. They don't do these kind of things, so let's blow a whistle. But again, that's not an excuse. Here, I think many times, and I'm hoping that I'm not just saying it to you, but everybody understands this a bit better. Is we are not a team. I see a lot in football that go to the floor pretending if it's a head injury, so they kill the counter attack. That's not who we are. Never go to the floor. We always are a fair team. So if a player of us is then on the floor, you would hope that everybody will say, oh, it's Liverpool. They don't do these kind of things, so let's blow a whistle. But again, that's not an excuse for us conceding the goal. That's not an excuse for us losing this.
Yes, Yansamba, you be Ramna, yet in Como be pray, and so Jumadian. So, my council some Facebook and Sava TV Church. What do I drink to the bar? Na ya can't kind and so, Diamo, come pa. And some no Facebook, we watch all. For our drink to the process here, na. Yankin come from now. Most of our sounding the for back to be more. Now, Fab say on money tie and so free a chronoma Francho Crobo. Okay, on one true a year fire emojis in up. Okay, Fab, we are far. Why, ya fafa Silver TV home me now. Yen fro na bibian so na kama pa sabepe and na etie na makancho dada some odo adwenche no efa Facebook no Silver TV Church tienie pa Facebook no Silver TV Church what they for na just yetime ye free ho na bibian so kama enso kama na defender nyam tena se so defender na o club boss no be free ho na just a defender o shena batai hu bi da hankwa na mahun se defender 10 of course nana bafo the band darling boy prince darling boy is it one oko
oh that be the over you
is it nana bodin sa
say one hour penny about the OGB nana kawase ma
wa
boy was say out on kapa
nana so tonka ozo tonka pa also tonka say kroma de wo fa bia na no me fa na girl si bodin sa supermarket wo I was one a friend prince and I'm so honum. It's about who sounds so worried. I'm so. Who coffee and yam no ne content the mint minka.
Some catchers and worry.
They're busy be our coffee and yam no neko.
So Miss Worry. So it's our catchers and worry. Oh, maybe quite how can I be sure our bed? Maybe any point of Zao or Boba baby near my mamma.
Okay. Okay. Young quay.
Yes, and a Monday, boss man, you know. Yanda Yakopasi be no Yanka Tifo, you know, say we are back on Facebook. With me, I join Silver TV GH on Facebook. O join here with me, I show you being so to me. I said that we are mechano. The works of our hardworking MCR no behind the scenes. Juma Mo, and you know, Omo Chayato so led by Shadrach and Abetu and Afi Sena Nomineki Mo Juma Power MCR Honompa. Tiomo Diato so live on Facebook. Nyama 3 na wa be oba Facebook no so a opanyi ma come asem nyama adwuma
ai prince no
nyama adwuma fi osisi a
yo so wa na manfo kan yo
ma nyama adwuma
eze masumbu
ma nyama adwuma
we do wian afa mumu line to dwana nya na se de we de wa kan asem
mate we de ma nya adwuma nwanza boss man until join ya obenya dwumadi no so atimi ahwe kama pa na bibia so atimi aye fine you radio no so no channel say 98.3 Facebook no so that so Silver TV GH on Facebook na bibia e kama boss man say ba anopase ya and I really say ya na ya juma ya ba being na very simple aya na matches na ba so over the weekend no and yes ba be boom e chi ni ahwe it no yes say the review of games are about so over the weekend no na fi no ya hwe chi ni ahwe ne ma no so see over the weekend na dia to ba bia e was see it me de 20 ba Monday say ne dia aya na enope ene ya juma ntishad as usual yensa emfanchesha so ene area yin so you see boss man edu bra e was say yes I heard Germany for almost 50+1 rule of ownership ni biom
German for
yeah omo rule no mo use na friend say 50+1 no e was see ehwe ni biom because to the Germans no mo believe say obi bia odi ni sika free abonte ba be share club nim bia investor.
Okay.
Enti no so we investor there any kwan say wo ni club e ma wo shares no e bro 50%.
Okay.
Because our supporters no so etimi enya ano e wo club no decision making mu. Eti time bia no mo make sure say enye owner na nko na be take an autocratic decision.
Okay.
By our say decision no e open na very democratic say be ya obi abetimi aba be share the ideas na etimi aboa clubs no enyina. So that is what goes on e the German Bundesliga. And I think say in the Premier League room where I was say sacrifice dey be. Because in the Premier League you know you need 50+1 rule, a 100% rule that one for an investor.
Okay.
It is a kuta usika na whatever. A straight say with this scanning in the talk club no. Now if you want to take decisions be we say we take bia. Et Sheikh Mansour. The sika of fire what the share Manchester City ni no ono na club president of Manchester City. O take a sole decision. Oni obia and decide. The ono be take no a final. Afi fa extend the fa Chelsea honum led by the Todd Bolimo and the Clear Lake for no almost buy no so that is the same thing almost who follow almost take your decisions without any excuses from Ubia. And now Nottingham Forest and so owner Evangelist Marinakis and so you who is also the same thing. The reason why I make us as same way say open your friend say Evangelist Marinakis the decisions are all taken up entina make us as same way na Nottingham Forest club una because you know who say na Nottingham Forest no mu coach na friend say Nuno Espirito Santo. And Ejuma na Nuno Espirito Santo no so na oye ejuma pa. Enti ene the Europa League Nottingham Forest airborne and through open your friend say Nuno Espirito Santo and then Nottingham Forest airborne in the Europa League.
Okay.
It's your chance open na Ejuma ba be ye ne yade na eso ani but just say ona na friend say Evangelist Marinakis ni hu ni say the ideologies of the coach any on na dia no match. Enti I was sacrifice the coach no to bring in a new one. Okofa openye friend is Ange Postecoglou and then by formerly of Tottenham Hotspur. After 7 years when he said coach in so this Tottenham Hotspur team no and so I did the Europa League no from Manchester United in the final. It's Okofa coach in by ni him say dan Ange Postecoglou betimi aba be check akra na fe wetimi abobo na Evangelist Marinakis no airpen no ono na shadow na ba screen so the Amaris is the man. Na we just say wetimi aba be say adwuma na the amom. Ba yen nyina ye di adanse say since Ange Postecoglou a free Tottenham Hotspur, he hasn't been himself. Back in the days, crowd Tottenham in the second season, I would be free club when you know. You know who problems are Tottenham Hotspur's team the come. And it's a fast coach number. A big risk and a club no take to bring in a coach like Ange Postecoglou.
Okay.
And Ange so by and so you know who do you say open Edman and so any not even a single win. And a buy a demand Ange Postecoglou when we knew even one single match.
Wow.
It's Marinakis Strassi no sha. I was so sacrifice coach ni biem. Now if you sacrifice a new coach Edeba. In just in the space of less than 3 months no. Both from Nottingham Forest in the Premier League as 2 managers.
Okay.
Now they brought in the 3rd manager in Sean Dyche. On the Bible take over now until 2027. And now because of the process and the systems now we use for Nottingham Forest team in means no ultimate for sense you book rank say coach now all say ba no so be last more than the Ange Postecoglou any Nuno Espirito Santo ba be ye.
Okay,
that is what he has leave the mark there. And so far side here we now to the German rule now make one of the 50+1 now who is say anka or Germany. Okay, it will be very very difficult for Penny friend say Evangelist Marinakis to take a decision on his own. Of course, it is in Germany and can simply impossible. So, but you take a decision on your own. Now, for you know, one Saudi coach and you would have to consult the fans. I was on the fans in agreement and send a coach about. But in England, he has the sole right to take decisions, bring a coach or sack a coach. Abra be a question the decision. No, it's then 3-0 nearby for Nottingham Forest. No clearly, young na Sene ya no mo best sacrifice coach na friend say Ange Postecoglou amanako. But on the side of Chelsea, she saying na who say Postecoglou na juma ba ya no just about draw 2 and after no olusu 5 games as at the two so olusu 3-0 against Arsenal, olusu 3-2 against Swansea City, and after olusu 1-0 against Bobo Kwai from Sunderland, then 3-2 to FC Midtjylland, olusu 2-0 to Newcastle, and then 3-0 to Chelsea. And about draw 2 against Burnley and Red Betis ɛwɔ Sunday games ni it will the results now and your results are a shame crying for a coach there but for me I had a feeling that the lifespan of a coach no I was thinking Timothy kakra because just in about 8 games ultimately 8 games and fan judge coach mean say he is a good coach and also a bad coach but it's only moments our coach ni benya and a better say coach now no obetime ya adwuma na say ontimi nye adwuma no but they've taken a decision to sack up a friend as Ange Postecoglou from duty.
Okay.
But on the day na the game in the course of Nankasam, were they better than Chelsea? It's a big no. Enzo Maresca and the boys were far better than Nottingham Forest. They truly deserve to win the game by 3-0. And it's also Chelsea team now. One key player apart many German apart in this Chelsea win has to do with a brand to the friend as Pedro Neto. Look, Obibia or share Chelsea pre-season or more. Na esa extend the core club World Cup ni bibiano obegia to Mr. Pedro Neto one player will improve a whole lot.
Pedro Neto,
yes, in the when the boy club World Cup ni o catch Chelsea best players tournament in about so US ni ma untimi mbonyi Pedro Neto di film it for me ninki eba be season aso no was expecting him say obesa ma a boom performance bi but you know injuries I attacking players ni no untimi kwa fa wo sacrifice mbonka say player ne betimi abobo ne saama injuries na be attack player no e the player ne be ko nchen kakra form ne be de pick kakra but enra and as a weekend on Saturday against Bobo performance in Nottingham Forest that goal now was share for Chelsea no was clearly a very good goal but I went to a friend and said Pedro Neto it for me he is my bright spot our Chelsea team minima almost enya as 3-0 win no me who said about him the manager pa because he's one player someone born on their wings expect more from him because one obetimi are very creative 2 obetimi so asa dribble and then 3 obetimi asa shego and he is a player on the field of play he gives you a lot of duties from every coach biano it's a better friend as Pedro Neto and it's already the celebrations after so shego now it speaks louder Emma who is sampa he is a fine player and indeed na ya dey no appear anymore watch so obetimi am be headline the Chelsea team no and that is clearly what he did and then onya a goal plus an assist and I was saying a match rating of 8.8
okay
in Chelsea Brighton ampa he had a good game against Nottingham Forest
and
then you don't kwa aside Brighton friend say Pedro Neto another player so also excel in the game has to do with Brighton now and also friend say Reece James and we also how good Reece James also good football we saw Reece James on the ball off the ball how are Reece James is he position himself for Chelsea Football Club and also something good about Chelsea team no. Now, untimi nka Chelsea asem abra onka nwie na onfa red card and so nka ho. For the 5th time this season, Chelsea abo game ased the red card biem. It is see any there.
Say no dey na ekoso.
Simply indiscipline. Bossman,
inti coach untimi enso ano.
Coach na nka say mukran say the red card. Coach na mu na e was on no mu na so problem na no. Ono so no e ka mu di red card ne ho ni.
Obi anya obi a.
So what you say? It's in 5 just about a few games I have in the Premier League. You get more 10 games. You more 15 games. Bossman, Chelsea had the red cards. Makumako 5. So just imagine say you both do match day 15, echo match day 20. Not Chelsea this same. What they want to say is calculations.
Match when you bet 10 and 15.
You see, and clearly Chelsea is not changing anytime soon. It is alright. Trevor Chalobah with the red card. Goalkeeper David Sanchez. Also Robert Sanchez also the red card. Then Joao Pedro also the red card.
Joao Pedro the name one kakra. Because on some corner there, come also quite discipline.
Yes, but on say that is what assembly na koko we in discipline. Nti untimi nya bibia am fan shawo just o cast team in discipline levels na rising.
Okay.
Because that is the only word I bet me they are describing Chelsea problems currently. Because untimi fa won sense ubo pinpoint say ade we potent na esi ama Chelsea for no omo edi red cards na in discipline.
Okay.
Because when you discipline there is no way Chelsea because we did 5 red cards in the space of about 8 games in the Premier League. And we are coach also Maresca.
Enzo.
Yes. Also the red card. Or the corner the other card there. Now you are moving against Liverpool. That was Stamford Bridge in a celebration. No. Yes. Okay. And original so quick the red card. No. And then the recent one here by Akwakoya Malo Gusto. For me, one of my very best players in Chelsea colours no. I went a friend is Malo Gusto.
ne ho so fepa.
Yes.
Nice guy.
And ono so that could red card. Nti tie you know. Ubo Chelsea abaso a. Ubo abaso body ni nyina awia na wo side bi kakra bi asa title bonwenu bi title say Chelsea be say the red card.
Okay.
And me pese ba be a syndrome e da ho no ma be ka Chelsea for no. Say be ka Chelsea team ni one ma boss man. E be affect you going forward. And here e be cost you big games.
Wow.
Kofane say Chelsea boy in the Champions League final. Na Chelsea had a red card at the crucial point. Point a bet me the Chelsea a winning game no more the red card. End result in the be say.
Amona say eya yo muso.
Very good.
2008. United up against Chelsea, right? So call final, right? Sorry, I'm call penalty shootout.
Yes.
Before say yebo penalties, now we can so. And the Chelsea team now say they okay, no. I will say omusua, sorry for my language, discipline.
Yes.
Because it do baby, let's say ball, say they okay. Chelsea ne Barca. Now call final now kunya red card. Whoa. So they be trying to say.
Correct.
E bia ko share team bi na mune mo no. To say on the mention or a strong Nanya record, I will have team no say they kind
of course. Where's idea of cost team in a whole lot.
Yeah.
And Enzo Maresca needs to work on that in discipline level. No, say Chelsea bet me go better this season. Because in crucial games up against battle with the Premier League, you know,
okay.
Against Arsenal, against Manchester City, against Liverpool. So when the clubs we move bar, any question will lose key players we move to say. Because in times, no. And we could do point, you know. Chelsea team the best sacrifice trophy winning at the red cards because time I was at Chelsea team battle for red cards, a battle for league title. On key players will be missing. And imagine Malo Gusto red card. Sekoba says and Karis James and Recovaya who plays at right back.
Yes.
Sekoba says Joao Pedro. And so pra. When the Bible anymore on the Chelsea, Liam Delap Hontona.
Okay.
Sekoba say goalkeeper Robert Sanchez red card ne kokodi ya no say Chelsea second goalkeeper no omuni bia when na ba beda goal post.
Okay.
So you see Janwe ya say na make no say Chelsea best sacrifice trophy winning at the red cards.
Wow.
And it's going to cost them a whole lot. And this season I was say Chelsea team battle with the big clubs no or more Premier League for the Premier League title this season.
Okay.
And red cards on M Chelsea going forward they need to work on the discipline level. Say a bit me about team in the power. Look on the side of Nottingham Forest. Matransia has some comparison be on Nottingham Forest team and the Crystal Palace.
Okay.
And I want somebody to convince me that Nottingham Crystal Palace team no Ebro Nottingham Forest for no so. The only tenor Emma Crystal Palace Ebro Nottingham Forest so no. As a way of say omo managers no mujina bench on me. For Crystal Palace, they've been able to maintain a good coach to say Oliver Glasner.
Okay.
But for Crystal Palace, no, keep Oliver Glasner. No, Nottingham Forest is rather changing managers. But in terms of player quality, Bossman, Crystal Palace ain't change Nottingham Forest baby.
Wow, where's shopper?
No crepa. For position by position.
Okay.
For goalkeeping no cra. Nottingham Forest team remember with goalkeeper Matt South.
Okay.
Last season. Look at goalkeepers making the most clean sheets in the league. Top 5 no goalkeeper Matt South.
Okay.
For Crystal Palace there no. A goalkeeper formerly of Manchester United.
Okay.
Henderson and a dome go.
Yeah.
Then for my back line and Kasa Fajina Honum Sisi
and
Crystal Palace still remember with Maguire. Maguire na Ubo Maguire dia on the side of Nottingham Forest. Ubetimi so kobo defender in Morello in Sweden. One very good centre back on the Premier League ni. Afei fako mo mfimfi honom. Na how mo midfield next year organize the crisis for Nottingham Forest for no. A team a betimi don sense Ubaka say omo Morgan Gibbs White. If say Crystal Palace for the case almost Ismail Sarr.
Wow.
For many more for no so. So what is Jean Pierre Mateta at the neighbor from Crystal Palace. Almost the Chris Wood ever. And even Yakua Club World Cup here one player. No more Botafogo, near friend Igor Jesus.
Igor.
Almost father number, almost team.
Wow.
And in terms of quality, for being convinced, Mr. Crystal Palace team, a chain Nottingham Forest.
And chain.
But look at how our Crystal Palace is Bobo. Crystal Palace, Western Omusibo, up against big clubs. This season, when you crucial 3 points against Liverpool. So you see, at the Kudentia Maker say, Omu club owner in Evangelist Merenakes is hurting the club.
And you also say, "Continent channel could be from a Najumana."
Ajumani do bet me because any Sika or the Rana club.
But also be all Wuska. but the queen before so atutuniamano. On say, on Machi, a cabinet 10 minutes say upon game no pump coaching that.
Yes.
Not encourage a crash or conscience on Sunday Manco. Oh, no, say, the do baby or Pamono, no, so go yam with Semanuno. No, the other day, I don't have a problem winging up. Because I cannot experience to stand to tonight and can you only be facing these problems. And at time, as at minute 66, 32 seconds. Not Chelsea LED by 2-0. 2-0. Not penny enter presidential. Oh, sorry, Kofi. Because he knew that baby at the end of Kakon. And Bossman, he is very lucky. Say, you won't know your Bruni. Are they? Maybe I think Kumazi and supporters and a crab going no barbecue. Okay. For your hazino. Yeah, you need a butler to send your more butler. You several times supporters need to take actions against club owners. Africa. Okay. But because they believe in the system, they look. Education say violate to be run, opinion.
Silver Sports.
Still are not supporters. Now, finding ways. They are say, Omodo club, they will defend their club. But he is an investor. Or the cash club. It's the only only began first one way. But sometimes the decisions now taken is hurting the club also. So no anyadio. Edu baby no anyadio. Edu baby na omu room call Champions League. Yeah. No three unqualified. Yes, Bossman, one qualify. Name or qualify for the second most prestigious trophy in Europe, the Europa League. Yeah. So each Champions League if you want man. UEFA competitions, So each Champions League if you want man. They prestigious at also two. The Europa. Okay. And some about Conference League, UEFA competitions, It is one for one qualify for A now. What rubber for B? And so rubber for B now. Then I was so maintain the coach, give him time. Maninga na juma na fe never the end results because no Crystal Palace for Nottingham Forest for they were doing well although some more ball na F no now the coach now the neighbor in Sean Dykes no so call more the F Sean Dykes no at the quality Osaka coach na say on more ball F Osaka coach na friend say Nuno Espirito Santo say osete back no catch your opponent on the counter Sean Dykes here the neighbor ono buka de obo a typical low block pa. Wow. O closing lines ni na wachi on. Candidates at Burnley.
Silver Sports.
We have call Everton. Koko hwe adwuma o sa ye no ho. Na ka kire me se okọ ho no ko bie mbo obo bi papa bi ho no. Obe defend dia se ope coach we defend o City deep pa. Obetimi defend pa ma pa for 90 minutes. Opanyi obetimi ai. Betimai. Ba se obi mabobo no. Any ball at one, say opponent, yem pass ball. You can't trust Sean Dyche, say Obiti Yama was Sadia. Sean Dyche, how can answer me? Sir, and no be no ya Ojana Quino. Yes, until our coach now was go back. I could Nesuni part the original Soprano on the first one, and then Okofa the same person, the Nabas number 3. Yes, more. Until opinion Ankasano. Fine, you was careful be blown man sometimes the into sikanifu. What I say, into no car could we say into sikanifu to know. The only person on the resources near no. And all day he's rich. Oh, he's sikani kesi pa by in 24. But sen ko be 24. And ko be catch up and you say maintain no Espirito Santo. Because one of the things are yet it is a man of the Pamu no has to do with say no can say up Adama Traore. Wow. But the sporting director in Edu Gaspar, Sisi in believe is no Adama Traore do fit system na say bon. But coach they say me pa Adama Traore. Maybe you bet me Adama Traore agi Premier League ama who knows? Who knows? Ba omu gina so na omu sake no to bring in Ange Postecoglou. Postecoglou ba no less than 10 matches was sake no. Now you've gone back to bring in the same coach, a same system I was saying Enya no. What's that of same system na Asaba, which is rich. It is a oh yeah evangelist. A coach be pan and can I say this is a coach be pan and can my born Nottingham Forest. Because of the character and Casacra. Coach Amudi can call one non commonly needing come was Roberto Mancini, formerly of Man City. Mancini. Yes. Wow. But Mancini no and I say Jumaranko ultimate. But Mancini is that coach he needs time. Okay. Mancini about Manchester City, then you buy a boom obey Jumano. On your time. Penifoni your time man. And I can crasa
Silver Sports.
Called the Italian national team of Italy Honoman. Or saying yes, I'm man a time, so I'm for Yejuman. It is that coach open instant result. Or wait me or something tomorrow. Name big idea, I guess, a man long term project. obeti asase no obeti ma ball efe ba say all guarantee with trophies e dey ka ball efe no that just one man long term and he is an investor per results obeso who say trophies eba trophies na eba no so no coaches now dey mobile ni na no none of them can grant you such trophies now open Ange Postecoglou we na juma Sean Dykes what be you be head do also no so beti ma ba yebo it for Evangelist Marinakis there he needs to change his character before say the club never say bounce back me ya but you really are Nottingham Forest debate me relegation ko be kwan na omo nam so no
o say
be omo nam no ya really o beti me relegation
some that say 18th on
I think 17th or so
so
to near my account no they are very very poor
because coach and now say
Silver Sports.
But yes,
what's my
last season so no baby on done ye
until they qualify for Europe.
Oh,
what
you go ban say we team owner na chief executive officer na unia wotresa na
hydrogen. So you know he needs to start something new and then start new inventions not ready but Sean Dykes the opinion abrewe una de abrewe di ade na
table
this is last season 2024-2025 as I say about 38 games we you know no Espirito Santo de already 7th with 65 points.
Wow,
7th with 65. No, we are just 1 point behind the 5th place Newcastle United.
Okay, also Evangelos as one said no senka Nottingham Forest it di bro sa position
so far born no more born there no senka mu di bro but for me no me very comfortable with Europa League than Champions League no.
Why?
Nottingham Forest standard no and no Champions League ne bo Europa League ne there omoni omu tipenso for na ebo.
Wow, to come find preparation nka bia
yes na omum building on the Europa.
Okay,
it think this season and this season then they fight for Champions League no group stages no matter so meeting ya group stages now
even so na owner so couldn't come up baby say I feel they are incredible Champions League. No. Say do baby na Champions League na no.
Yes, and no
drop here.
And also na cost you on na no more so far.
And no one so no count na pam no.
No expect. Yes, on say e bufu a woni mu ache. Well he had the feelings that na was nka team no Champions League.
Wow.
E dey say bufu on dia woni mu ache. Ba me no enye nyina so was say wudi gina so na the sake coach no. Say nka one for one ko Europe ni bi kura dey fine. But aside the one for qualify for Champions League, I don't qualify for the second most prestigious competition in UEFA's calendar. The Europa. I don't qualify for Europa and Chelsea munyan ko bobi da. Omunyan ko bobi. But so ko on ma and now 18th with 5 points about 8 games. Premier League no open yet tia betia no. Then dia kura no.
Ni dia no okay.
Because 8 games no one here. E dey say so when me ba ho so no. Team na nya kwan entete ne ho no ne abodru be match dey be 20 e ko kakọ be 25 and I feel for them yensa no I really omo yensa
e na be ko
because omo e promote omo ba na anu yi ni na hwe be a Sunderland akwa kodu 7th
Sunderland die 7th oh and I want you
na Leeds United and so
Leeds I got a 15th
so you see
and I want
omo and a Burnley so they also that 17
Burnley there's one call crowd.
So, so far, Kabuma, you see that the man has taken a bad decision, and then the club on suffer. So Nottingham Forest are relegation. A bad thing, so Nottingham Forest the best about a year later. Got a horn on the championship on the clubs na kwa kaono.
I bet you.
I can say for no do one kwa kaomu ya on beso masaba. But I'm not
also crowd.
Because Sunderland so to me and the kraka ho. Obetimi kra guarantee no safety ewu. What they do omo no dey here omo sisi ano e safety.
So much United for you now.
Yes. And then the boss man.
Okay.
You toss for free on me. Look, minimum the kudienti aye obi say Manchester City are still not favorites to win the Premier League. Minimum the kudie. Obi wo no ma the team still now the competition is between Liverpool and then Arsenal. But some fat clubs in this year the omu gina hono ma. Manchester City and Pep Guardiola say one that rate or more cause a lot of problems the amount. Because look, this season the expectations was Liverpool na Premier League no. It's the Liverpool you ever say Liverpool beat me about defend there. Say Liverpool so intimi defend the Premier League now. Then team a ye hwe ni mu so obetimi create competition bi Arsenal Football Club by a ball 8 games every year no table na sadane dynamics na asasa aba bedru say na Manchester City and a toss 2 with 16 points. That is how good are Pep Guardiola and the boys na SCI. One thing Pep this time CCA in say on person obi ampukra be hu the team so omo favorites to win the league. It is City for are playing the hard ball and omo omo to say omo underdogs no and omo ja favorites no e dey ama Liverpool and omo dey ama Arsenal. And then and omo na masie pick points na sa adeba. That is what Pep Guardiola and the boys need to see omo ye. It is so first to see in the City team ni jina omo see yankasa na. You might not say omo a favorites to win the league. Nemo omo points tally as at 8 games no at the same. They are just 3 points behind the league leaders Arsenal. Just 1 game, 3 points no. Just 1 game pe. After 4 goals difference so for here.
Okay.
4 goals tally na. Arsenal are plus 12, City were plus 11. It's on paper. Any statistics no. BBR Chelsea Manchester City are not far from winning the Premier League no. And over the weekend no, on Saturday, and some Arsenal no City na top of the Premier League.
Okay.
And Pep wants it this way. Say the team be underdogs.
Arsenal for mu hiyo.
Go league no, boss man. So we 20 coaches ni na si nchen Pep Guardiola stand alone because when him league ni boching obi a.
Oh sure.
Coaches na wo no or experience onim baby a G League no onim sa sport no onim honom chen coaches na kare nyina. Not even Mikel Arteta. Not even David Moyes. Name them. Obetimi am list number of experienced coaches about Premier League names see omugusu. They are not on the same side with Pep Guardiola. Pep no so it's steady shape no kakanga say ya de kwa. Ne nim kakra. Onim kwa obefa so obesi ate bend no na waje atwa so de akọ.
Arsenal say 19
points. And omo the City person o ye say. O person okutekute mu kakanga say ya emeye dru ba bia ye take care in January.
No, what take it no.
And when him the Pep with me yes it's new year ni ma. Omo timi ko be 17 14 na unbeaten na omo hyesa. Baby e te bend no, baby e te no. E wonu na your teams in short four. E wonu so na your City strength.
Obesimi muso asemwa. Reverend George Coleman Asante. Also please bossman ask defender for me. Liverpool team no eguana. Liverpool I'm a defender. I say Liverpool. Okay, I'm a defender. I am Ro. Okay. I say Liverpool. Team na Guana.
Everybody was here.
You know, Reverend.
Everybody was
defender. So everybody was here. Now I would do set. I say game of the day. Or the aba. I say good luck. Okay, NBA is coming on 21st. Oh. President Nkobo.
It's the boss man. Pep Guardiola wants it this way for his team to compete as underdogs in the Premier League. Say you na Pepe no. And at this time around, the players no can kakra pick up form.
Pep Guardiola.
Yes. And if when a left back position honor, they are missing Ryan Etnori.
Okay.
But a player then the ball left back one him see and ball in Nico O'Reilly.
O'Reilly no on the ball pa.
Shejuma boy ne on your left back. Pep invented the na left back position or your midfielder. But because in the left back position no boy no a better friend say Etnori planning and I was shift O'Reilly the naba hono. And because it's here this season just cover Radiol or you soon as a left center back. It is over here 2 players to play at the left back. It's no use Nick O'Reilly and the a better friend say Ryan Etnori hono no more left back position hono. Aside no sharing 50 one last season they na a Man City pay pa how to replace Rodri Cascante into you can say Rodri ni Man City team ni ma na team next spine broken by this season look at how almost see their branch friend is Nico Gonzalez ebo so because almost Nico Gonzalez no wa pick here so ko hear that team game ni bi in 50 one they will see Jeboa they will see a progression this time or release the ball faster. And also, Sekobase on defend nothing on closing lines, no opponents and attack no more on neutralize the attack and so on. He does it really, really well. It's a bunch and so is gradually picking up. Then look at Jeremy Doku. One thing I know, so yes, I the both the quechi partner said, document me dribbles now, banana end product.
And yet,
Nanya crab, but this is no being some country, said the end product in it. So when to me, shall be assisted.
Chairman Balfour.
Yes. One of those will improve it so much. And it's really helping Pep Guardiola.
Okay.
Now, I did about what Dokusa can give me who cry and say, was such a Pep system, nothing to me, so only born or crana. Jeremy Doku quickly, what Timmy Sababe occupy half spaces no. And 2 pass after Quechi, Manchester United versus Man City, and what the Etihad. Shebaby opposition itself. Emma J. Ball. Esa Kuo ye Ekoko assist go na. About a friend is a Fufodin, a share, and Saku be rest Akoko. Doku position. And now, he is gradually understanding the system and the style of play of Pep Guardiola, or Tias Yaba. It's a Pep on the team now, Cassandra that screen. Players Nina, Obia Madam Boga Kankakra, Pija. Now look at almost striker Ellen Haaland. Sisi no obey day na waka kire me say Ellen Haaland sisi e ka say ye pe players sisi e gina sisi 8 matches here aboyi so e dey Ballon d'Or somebody should tell me say Ellen Haaland ain't deserve it. In just 13 games for club and country Abrantia no ashe 23 goals 3 assists and osade aka ho. He keeps on adding numbers this season. The only timer one she go was against Tottenham Hotspur on August 23. Since our game, what she go in games now, whether on the international front and as our club level, the Ellen Haaland at the mount. Until when starting so far against Wolves, or share 2 goals, against Brighton, or share 1 goal, Finland, or share 1 goal, Moldova, or share 5 goals. Manchester United, or share 2 goals, Napoli, or share 1 goal, Arsenal 1 goal, Burnley 2 goals, Monaco 2 goals, Brentford 1 goal, Israel, or share 3 goals, and Everton was share 2 goals. So you see. Pep Guardiola and Ankasane side no, they found a new way of playing, and now the striker Ellen Haaland and also leading lines in the man is in hot form. And he makes their job looks quite easy for them. The airborne empire and say and you can say injuries are affecting them. So injuries are bad. And one of them Man City be facing problems like kakra. But as now Brighton is no more what they want him there. Ellen Haaland is really doing well. And Chebia boys na kan Tijani Reinders no and Salvinio Monso so e better improve more. And they'll be good to go. Sisi anomo no omunya krambuka emfa nhye second year crowd, first year crowd no. And they say no moteba. One improvement of this Manchester City side the beam asaba by year with the goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. What's man? Adiaba ko aha Pep pal from last season e ben nyina no. Aya how to get a number 1 obet make keeping the post ni safe. Ederson yengina ehun how na osi concede goals no enye Ederson bet yema a very good build up but se kokoba se Ederson save team no the reflexes no on find the body into line so nya adwuma na e ho no na e beat Man City for no but the one no so na Donnarumma so ahoden eti Donnarumma buy no in just 7 games we keeping 4 clean sheets and now look at how they play. So person de la Roma who say Oba City no waba be team ne pa from game against Arsenal. At a point it was Arsenal's attack against Donnarumma, not against Man City. Now Arsenal players versus Donnarumma. The reason why I sit here at that point was because of their goalkeeper. Ubafo baby anyway. He nearly got a clean sheet. Nearly a kakete clean sheet. So you see how improved the Man City for Nesia Babe. Now they defend well, they attack well, and also almost out was about a new technical bench, almost the ideas for air Pep. Until this time around, they are not playing nice. They will have ways of getting the results. Into Arsenal, counter attacks be to see no use Arsenal. Sako achieving Manchester United, also use counter attacks as I share Manchester United. A game against Everton being Sakura how almost also must see the boy almost share Everton for. Now they are exploring new things and what they kind of born. They make sure say Omashi go on make close your lines to cheer on them and then they defend very well and get the 3 points. No come baby. Now in their next 7 games, if City are able to get very good points from the next 7 games, bossman, and one of the baby decided say are they really in for the title or not? The next 7 games are crucial. And you don't win 7 games now.
I won 7 games.
Let me have Tuesday. We're in the Champions League against Villarreal.
Silver Sports.
Villarreal more than
Okay.
but and a Kaisa was say we own move fee. Then Obaya in the Premier League, Obaya against Aston Villa, Unai Emery's Aston Villa. This is no too convincing. But I will come with you on Villa Park one year careful. On best South Walpa. And Obako. Then Obama EFL Cup against Swansea. That's our way. It's a Man City team no. Ufa almost first 3 games no. Almost 7 games bana. Almost 3 ni away games.
Okay.
Then in the Premier League, Obesa ko away akwa against Obobo home against Bournemouth. So for Bournemouth team this is pa. Se Obesa Pep Guardiola. Ekwo retirement this year no na bien say on to Manchester City adwuma no so biema. One of the coaches I was so emotional part has to do with Andoni Areola. It is here, you know, Bournemouth team, no, almost they are improving very, very well under their new coach, a friend Andoni Areola. But they are saying, you know, and about Manchester Man City for are they really in the title defense or not? Then Borussia Dortmund, it's a game no so they will fear in the Champions League. No, a big one on 9th November against Liverpool. Then 22nd, no Asako away to Newcastle United. And the next 7 games no are going to prove very, very key. And was City or more results be and the bachelor say are they in for the Premier League title? And now also say almost so ever be free Premier League race. Say Kobaso with similar results any free 7 games we are. Our Premier League the woman is against Liverpool away to Newcastle, then away to Bobo performance Aston Villa. If they're able to get these points right in Quadia Premier League, trust Pep and his boys say almost sweet me Jumano, and then they will find ways of competing in the Premier League. So that is this for Manchester City and almost one game. No, Arsenal echo Fulham. Now Arsenal echo Fulham. No, one thing as usual about Arsenal no, has to do with say Kobasa. Omu itimi share open play goals. I was say Arsenal use set pieces as I share. It once again against Bobo performance Fulham. Arsenal as well shoot set pieces no SRD she go this time around. Two a brand friend say Leandro Trossard on the 58th minutes and Arsenal team no Edinya sa goal and share very, very crucial goal. And Arsenal for Arsenal game there. We are not going to talk much about Arsenal there no. But the only problem with Arsenal has to do with almost striking their friend Victor Gyökeres. Now for Victor Gyökeres to start scoring no if Victor Gyökeres are here, the name and the tag now Arsenal for one of them and about the Darwin Nunes the NB. Will give me more rights. But baby here power was a branch and actually improving normal Erling Haaland competitions no. See I really about a one-sided avenue sir. Oh Premier League ni say this time Erling Haaland and Kwana was say Premier League no and that's what G go no. Striker be all baby should know. Say that standard of the Premier League goal scoring no. I branch a friend say Erling Haaland this year. It's Victor Gyökeres any other option but to start improving. Manchester City, Arsenal side no. If there is any chances of them, say almost about the Premier League now. Time Arsenal would have to depend on goals a free Bukayo Saka or Martin Odegaard or Gabriel Martinelli or Monkwaneba. But they would have to expect goals maybe from almost striker and friend said Victor Gyökeres. If not, then the striker should have to find a new way of improving because this year Premier League the standard obviously the from Manchester City almost strike a friend and say Erling Haaland. Then the game of the week. Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. Produced 6 goals. And 6 goals no Obia Eshemu 3-3. But say one here. You might think say just a goals just a game of goals in Kwakeke. But look, now the talking point was mainly about Omu coaches Nimi and bench in Oliver Glasner and then open your friend say Andoni Areola. Makani BM say Ekobase Manchester City team no say omo pe coaches are omo trust them say they are born of coach na friend say Andoni Areola no omo de ni be work sa coach no. But if say they want to try something new and as a team for people so try something new I was almost starting up coach na friend say Oliver Glasner ni ye. Because look, Oliver Glasner will transform Crystal Palace team na mo be a side only you don't just get points now the call. You suffer before you get some points no from football club from Crystal Palace. It's now look at how they play. Look at how we say be competitive. Some more fear and some more area. you get that A performance from Crystal Palace each and every single game. The time will be they are really up there. And look at the goals now. I'm share from one striker and a friend that says Jean-Pierre Mateta. This October, he has really improved the whole lot. If you have Mateta numbers, no, October or national team duty, or Juma Edeman, the national team a friend of France, or Shego, or Babak, and also look at the results he's had. 3 goals in the game of boy, fear, and the man the football club. It's a chance. Oliver Glasner and the boys also are improving really well, and they are doing things right. And no wonder, side game way, and I mean, number 2 say I am a game of the week in the Premier League. 2 coaches really meant business. Obia the tactics on the table, wow. And I was really impressed by the results. No. Oliver Glasner and Andonia Rula there. Yes, I was in the booth because maybe a boy is not about to do. That is it, a winner's mentality. You know about being boys in the team. No, that time will be they can win every game, and I know soon I'm council more area. This game, and I make choosing say I am a game of the week, or the Premier League game. Then lastly has to do with Liverpool and Manchester United game. No, look, my man can say the best team and a winning year on the day.
The best team won, right?
Yes, the best team.
No idea.
Yes, me a Liverpool but look, say it's Nasia. I am raw
Silver Sports.
Where no Eddie Guanum. Yeah, by the kind of crap.
Okay,
Bossman. They no deserve no winning a winning year.
Manchester United,
of course. Liverpool were off.
Wow. Now,
Liverpool were off.
Then to Liverpool team, 4 matches in a row.
4 matches, yes. You see, no crap here won't say the key performance of Liverpool Nankasano now, or more and some perform me.
Liverpool team,
Mohamed Salah, only a key performer for Liverpool. So Liverpool because Ra, Mohamed Salah.
Okay.
So Liverpool benya results papa bi every match is ma. Omo depend about 90% on Mohamed Salah.
Mo Salah no.
And now Mohamed Salah look, the numbers na one no. Salah across 7 games, about 7 games. So anya penalty Mohamed Salah ntimi nhegu.
Sansi so be na me ade.
7 games in the Premier League ayabon. So anya penalty Salah ntimi nhegu. Look. So Burnley the other share penalty aside that game against Newcastle one shegu, game against Arsenal one shegu, game against Everton, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Chelsea, and then Manchester United.
So what's the problem?
Problems in America. Mohamed Salah is off.
And also here.
And then the replacement of a Brentford friend said Trent Alexander-Arnold. Any left back position in a Brentford friend is Andy Robertson and Koye.
Wow.
Omuba no omintimi deliver nti we Conor Bradley.
Okay.
But nebo hono ma results na eba no enye results eye. Jeremy Frimpong ontimi adapt to the English player from Germany. Jeremy Frimpong ankasa no omu use as a right wing back e Bayer Leverkusen hono. No onye natural full back. It's replacing Trent. Aba be a big problem for Liverpool and the costume because Trent Alexander-Arnold the honor the be ma no and you be and our Brentford friend say Conor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong the amount.
And you know more affected him no.
It affected him badly.
Wow.
Then the new signings nearby so are not delivering. Florian Wirtz. A buyer and 5.
Okay.
Alexander Isak. A buyer and so on some 5.
Isak didn't cry him in
Isak they no so no blame Isak and so Pia. And ye because Isak can get pre-season. Season when you Isak no or you off. No you out. And then Liverpool brings him in. Say Oba be yen ho adwuma. But the adwuma no it will take time. Player 1 year pre-season. Once I start season year. Uko for the bar and you buy no bad man results. E better take time.
Wow.
But the decision is say better take time there. I don't know my Isak na bench. Now ma who go like take mum and start games now. Na Isak mum and free bench him but until say begin the form right.
Okay.
That is where the question is.
Can you bad cry?
But clearly, so we are not on China. You could clearly see the Liverpool team no. Are broken? Manchester United and Ranan could beat me 4.
United.
Chance back by Bruno Fernandes nya back bi. Oba fine chain. Saka Bruno ball no senke call straighter.
Asambai.
Okay, 3-1. Bakubi so Diego Dalot nya bakubi so baza.
No trust say no.
Dalot me ball na share no so kwa the ball no ka fa na ase. Senke nya sa, Manchester United be Liverpool 4-1. look maybe I will have say biya actually say United team no Omar rehearse very very well for Liverpool. Look at possession no yenye possession from Liverpool mu de munkuta ball
okay
but ye be defend ye into possession no Liverpool nya 63.3% as against Manchester United nya 36.7%. It is okay ka we boma possession nko a woka boma would be who say ampa ewom so Liverpool team no omukuta ball na de na emom na results na so ma aside possession head a shots na Liverpool boy 18 shots as against United 12 on target Liverpool nya 6 and afi no Manchester United nya 4 84 goals na make as na me project no ampa e show has say on the graph so 4 shot on target na 4 shot on target and Manchester United nya but omo shemu 2 look on the day how are United is defending in the back 5 of the ball omo see attack here with Amad Diallo any Brian Mbuemu any Matthias Kuna any Pretino any one created a lot of problems. 2 and it's not problem back what was say face pano and the center back pair in Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk memaka omo they are not at their personal best game. Even for Van Dijk crowd he is lost. About a 2 pointer, I was saying Liverpool shall see a rebuild of their defense. It's minimum the couldn't still now. Magway, the Nokoyan started granting once some CS crisis here. Because Liverpool let you on Mankasam, so for a chill on Honoma. A chill on a tight beam. Last season, Liverpool were not conceding too much. But this season, clubs not finding it very, very easy penetrating through the defense. Omokwa, Namakwa Kem. I'm come on opponents and ask Chelsea Mechi. Now if goes ni flow. Salah from any one of Florian Wirtz by and until he hit the ground running. Alexander Isak and Sosa. Until Liverpool team that I want him to see and for 4 games. And Liverpool won our results in the Bayern. These are the problems. But for me, still I'm going to say and it's not no in real time I was say a call it for the head. Say yes second. In do that time. He still news time. I was a team Ninya Botraman and I know Liverpool there Obenya Botraman. Liverpool any club and I say or fast into concluding but take time to take decisions. And for any slots the end of the year, I still believe only time and remember the good side of any slots. And it's idea amount for be quality and slots more than ball form after 4 games. I mean I don't believe in it.
Okay.
A 2 BR. It's Metro Club BR. Look, Crystal Palace 2-1. Galatasaray 1-0. Chelsea 2-1. And United 2-1. It's let's forget about Sadio. Say yen sake and the slot in few on yes sake and the slot few on my why never. It's in the decision to sack and the slot and solve Liverpool problems. No? But the problem is let the coach handle the matters his own and also on his own, bring out results. Name what club. That is the only thing about Liverpool. Now, last season, Liverpool lose 4 games. The whole season, 38 games in Liverpool lose 4. This season, your ball less
Silver Sports.
Liverpool lose 3 games. And see, I can't 1 game. Now Liverpool equal the number of losses I won last season. In a space of just about 8 games per.
Okay.
See the problems of Liverpool no enye ne. BBC.
Okay.
But you won't be enye. Shara. Shara you bring a table na yembo first 4 no so na fi yenhwe ade bi wase na yem fancy. Now Arsenal on top with 19 points.
Yeah.
Manchester City with 16 points. But look at baby Liverpool at the point Liverpool were on top. Liverpool have 15 points. And I feel Bournemouth and so 15 points and Chelsea 14 points. So boss man, it sums it up. Say Liverpool team are in bad times. But look, they are 2 Manchester City in the last season and will be another 2 Liverpool.
Wow. But
if City were able to keep Pep Guardiola, then no more result. I didn't tell Liverpool to me NKP and the slots near Manson Santen. So me, I don't agree with the more quality for say Yen Sakeno. And Ruben Amorim for the first time I really back-to-back games in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And this is United first win since 2016.
Yeah.
After some humiliating results, 7-0, 4-0 at Anfield, no. One of our 10 man around. Now until yes, I can.
Silver Sports.
He still needs time to work. Everything will be good. So, boss man,
we don't say, range and defender and out and kind of defend the baby. Now, you ever feel na in common sense, if you're in some doors of power. Now, before then, young Koja bought from Kratwaka camera bar. Iberum na yet in Comobe Bray. Yeba.
The luckiest, oh yes, luck is everywhere, for everyone, yeah. The luckiest, money is life, money the key. No matter the weather, me and you are the need. Papa is sick, comes to the money. When you get to an answer for so cool, I'm a few. My yedma, me who hear the love. The luckiest, luck is everywhere. The luckiest,
Dial star 712 hash and stand the chance.
the luckiest. I take it for yourself and your loved ones. The luckiest, bunkers, friends. Luck is everywhere, for everyone, yeah. The luckiest, me who hear the love. The luckiest.
abanu post match no emu nsem no ne wie ye stand coach atwetwe nkomo ene ebusa coach say coach Abatamo mo last game mo ball against Nations FC na o injury antimi amobi but enna ye hwe Abatamo asa ne mo na ewo form na ensem ben ana o kafa Abatamo ho na ensem say na coach Eritujwa.
You see, it's not easy to change Messi. It's not easy to change Ronaldo. You'll be thinking,
Silver Sports.
Before you realize, what I say, until I meet another striker. Team me now, no strikers means Bakwapra, who is now adopting to our way of play because language in Krahano. So now the first chance we what you noticed was right. It wasn't
Silver
like
Sports.
the normal ones, you know. But I hope say by the time I call now fit because of Fiario Muneba or the crop it's a fact. I tell you, good observation and correct. But
Silver Sports.
Enti wey coach Karim Jito na to ne kan wo say yen change Messi
Silver Sports.
yen change Ronaldo cause o Abatamo a half chance otimi e convert man be ye go na ye wie ne coach etwetwe nkomo ene ebusa coach say coach sesia o share the difference between work of Morocco any quarter team a otimi ye ni free ma difference na wo no ene de na ensem say na coach Eritujwa
when you work to
Silver Sports.
Messi choose work now no baboa no choose work don't choose work what you say may be right but I'm now going to the psyche and see why you boss you may it's not too bad but this was not what I was expecting from them because we did a lot and they rested a lot so maybe I don't know unless we go and then we talk about it tactically. They came with a plan. They frustrated. It's normal when I was even playing. Just to frustrate you. But before they go, they were not doing it. Until when they got the goal and almost started. So who can push you to change your concept? What I say. We are
Silver Sports.
I don't know. I would want to say no can say.
Silver Sports.
Enti wey coach Karim Jito ene atenenka na yemu ram ekopi Accra House of Folk omu coach Ndidi Dramani Cecilia the coach of the movement on the yemfan to just say Accra House of Folk 13 consecutive league game from last season Nibabe PM still omu 80 lose bi enti coach and Ndidi Dramani after say Omokose Brokum Chelsea team head by Openya the D coach Samuel Buadu yanano twetwe nkomo na okansen bebre yankone nkotie ensem kakra ko Didi Dramani Eritujwa.
Every game is very tough because all the teams are in the Premiership and so you can expect that it's an early season fixtures and then every team is still very very strong and then every team tries to consolidate what they have.
But coach, looking at that tactical tweak, you have to take it off Adamu, bring it on a natural right back, change it to the 4-back system. How good was that tweak from you?
Unfortunately, he's not a natural right back. It's an alterated one. And then it was just to solidify our back line and also to give us that stability in order to still build up from the back and find the necessary pocket spaces where we can be very, very decisive and then positive.
For the first time this season, you scored 2 goals. How pleased are you with the attack? Because 2 of the players that scored for you are attackers.
I think that there's still more to improve. I have always said it. We have to remain consistent and we have to remain very, very sustainable. Every game is very tough because all the teams are in the Premiership and so you can expect that it's an early season fixtures and then every team is still very, very strong and then every team tries to consolidate what they have.
But coach, looking at that tactical tweak, you have to take it off Adamu,
Silver
bring it on
Sports.
a natural right back, change it to the 4-back system. How good was that tweak from you?
Unfortunately, he's not a natural right back. It's an alterated one. And then it was just to solidify our back line and also to give us that stability in order to still build up from the back and find the necessary pocket spaces where we can be very, very decisive and then positive. For the first time this season, you scored 2 goals. How pleased are you with the attack? Because 2 of the players that scored for you are attackers. I think that there's still more to improve. I have always said it. We have to remain consistent and we have to remain very, very sustainable. We're still early days yet. We still have a lot to improve as individual players and also as 2 of the players that scored for you are attackers. I think that there's still more to improve.
Into where you
Silver Sports.
money and I attend a Ghana and then some bebre. I'm not a call. It's Yana just a bit of foot in the room. No more for and 70 bebre into me to coffee. Coffee.
Oh, yeah, you money.
Coffee any day.
Okay. And no, Kamara record, no, only say.
Coffee.
Defender Branham Susan.
Yes, because you know, Kamara Pio, you know, Namentiasia.
Someone can show.
No, but on Sena, a defender was marking Northern Amrabat. So on. And Northern Amrabat in your over speed. And 2 players, you know.
38 years.
Yes, on 2 players, you know. You gave Northern Amrabat a chance to come Pobo in Suwachi. And then in Sakobo Ma. Nice on my referee chance so Timmy Unifree bone him. Me when he say na yade be obey any day.
Okay, defender. Just so in 7 years ago. And no Kamara record no. Kabibi kakra.
Kamara red card ni si you know. Enye DNC that air football money. Kamara was acting as a sweeper. At this moment, you know, as at the time I na born eba na enema too. Kamara thought say e betimi aba send the player and kore. The player no so ko attack on when new ball.
Me when say Kamara appear to do.
No, and one no.
And one
no there is me no matters a man for be backlash Kamara. Look, Kamara I say you know, we na oye sen kai ko ye bruni keeper bi na ye nke be bona baso. Keepers no do na pie baba ebe act as sweeper. You are there we no oye no or act as a sweeper. But Sofiana Rabat and Nodia Rabat was smart enough. Because Otra Nagin say, Ono ya Nagin say kono na ball na preku. Keeper na pia badia because ball only mum ben ball bossman. Only mum ben ball na chain goalkeeper no. It is adia only bit me aba clear ball. We e dey see be chem dey ni bi no. Be chem keeper na dey no. Keeper no so act as a sweeper. It ya two the player no
appear to do.
No bossman one no. When your friend is a keeper act as a sweeper. Se keeper person yes a sweeper yenda pom na.
Silver Sports.
This a pie ba.
Show senka baby aboni do ye no. Enka Amrabat. So on no obobo no. And another defender so ko won twese won fa ball nko.
Defender ni a mistake was look. Defender na ko attack o faili. Look, Ashara could do one man pose. Defender no equal attack on about o faili. Defender no equal. All right, but look at this. Shazi. Look, and when defender na ko attack on about faili. Defender no koi ba o faili e wo hase. It keeper no de keeper no opie ba e no ba na adwuma as a sweeper. Mean I see no mistake in what Kamara did. Just to say calculation, look at this. Defender ni a mistake. Defender ni mum anti and clear ball. Et you blame Kamara. Enye. Et you be o tincha ya o blame Kamara na no. Any be na want to ball.
Blame. Et you be no hwe. Sadisco you say Sadisco Sanfa Brechle, Chom Brechle.
Debut, bossman. Et you was keep an heading.
On say yo. Na me to me no. Na nke kame kwa nke kwa za Kamara pi.
Na obesan ko yeden. Kona poni.
Ai kona poni.
Na player fa bo information on.
Ba bia na bo kona player ntimi samba bio.
Player be na ntimi ma.
Amrabat.
No ntimi ma he.
Aziz etwa one the Amrabat, right? And we chairman and defender na ko hwe. Etino.
Bossman. Player no was way ahead of Kotoko player no has say. Sakabono, because Tio Kotoko player ngasa ko attack no nya no. Kotoko player the failure in the tackle. Look at this, O failure. Eti Amrabat dey say, obesa position ni hu yasa ba mfimfi. Or the one about him we create a 1v1 against the goalkeeper. Keeper ne be say pie. 1v1 no it keeper ne say pie. Eti dia kama aya no. And we be na see ya be chevene has game ni no. Keeper no so pie ba ya no.
Yeah, we want you for sure.
But just to say the player was smart enough say or the ball at the core baby keeper nsa ne won.
Okay.
Because Kamara hu say no calculations no. The many amount for be ya adwen won say Kamara and calculate ade ni yie. So we can say dia many ne be ya adwen.
Na nko se nko yede.
Se obi ka say calculations no one calculating the yie dia many ne pa ne be ya adwen but POP ya ne de. Onye mistake kete kra wo POP no. POP ya no. He did that for the betterment of the side. Anyway, no, there is nothing wrong with it. So me,
Silver Sports.
I'm backlashing on the man. I will never backlash Kamara. Adewe ye hu se Ederson Morales mu ye bi. Ye hu se goalkeepers akese Juan Garcia am omunina ye bi, Courtois omunina ye bi. But the problem is how you calculate the situation no. Every man goalkeeper why best and answer be fail. Adewe se Kamara timi clear. And could be one man could be about Kamara chi wa hasi. But because I say no Kamara hu ni say the defender no accommit why mistake wa. Osanya enye Kobe say but defender na dey no akosti team no. So why are you blaming Kamara? So Pia be na djuma as a goalkeeper or act as a sweeper. No. Wait, there is nothing wrong with what goalkeeper Kamara just to say player no mo no enya ne thinking ne right. E no timi nya sa red card no e de mark to player. It's really there is nothing wrong with it. So boss man, I don't have any problem with Kamara na dey no. But look, Kotokofo should start working. Coach Karim Zito on starting on working on the team no set pieces. Set pieces no say you are careful. A big cost Asante Kotoko team in a big time. Because game me cost no. After the time work a share first goal no. Kotoko nya kones be mienu bi. I was thinking say player no be radio say or you so samba on their height. Na ko dia page ball na team say be ya samba betimi apem ball no dia makotoko atimi ahye goal. But look, samba na okross ba ye ni nyina two ni nyina work player bi e blockade. Two ni nyina work player bi blockade. Ba ko kura de o page ball no kura di sim no. Omo ball short pass na ba na all cross ball e ball work player no. And as the camera was a be the ball work player. It's calculations now was on calculating no coach should work on set pieces and how to defend set pieces.
Kamara and Pianka, my
brother. Let's move from Kamara. Kamara appear we boss, but Kamara made a mistake. And I said I don't know Acosta Club and we.
Okay.
Kamara don't know yeah, no. Sanka okay, wait, Sanka Kotwa and Kaya. Are we going to backlash him?
Oh, it's not about backlashing him.
I don't know yeah, no. Or see as a sweeper and a more didn't they goalkeeper. So why new yeah? No, young kind.
Silver Sports.
You know, he did it right.
Come out for now. Okay. I come back 5 minutes beyond. But I didn't come and come to train him on Mobaso. I pick him. 0553369955 0553369955. Watch the watching Nabi Bian so I come out. Watch over now. Watch the watching 0553369955. Okay. Hello. Hello. Yeah, good afternoon, but you didn't maybe I can free.
Good afternoon, boss. We are Tuga.
Okay.
Roma here.
Tuga, that's a